degree if the Holocaust is taught without honoring the student's perspective that the Holocaust did not occur? Could the teacher be guilty of official misconduct in the second degree for not respecting differing perspectives of students, even though Senate Bill 1 states that nothing restricts discussion of controversial aspects of history? What if a teacher does not teach Reagan's Time for Choosing speech? Would they be subject to official misconduct in the second degree for refraining from performing a duty imposed upon them by law? While House Bill 44 will address the penalties in KRS 161.990, it will not address the possibility that per KRS 522.030, a teacher could be fined or jailed for violating the language of SB 138 that was amended into Senate Bill 1. The need for the corrections in House Bill 44 is because we rushed through Senate Bill 1 as amended by Senate Bill 138. We did not take into consideration that there is another statute that also imposes criminal penalties. And, I don't know the answer. We can't amend this bill, but I just want to bring to light that this is not resolving the issue. I will be a yes vote on House Bill 44, but I want to just bring to light that we could have some concerns because of KRS 522.030. Thank you.
Chair recognizes the lady from Jefferson 44.
Excuse me, will the sponsor yield to a question?
He will yield.
Thank you. Gentlemen, I'm looking at the Free Conference Committee report and just noting that under House members, there are 2 majority members and no minority member. Is there a reason for that?
The minority member, I'm told, didn't want to sign the document.
Okay, thank you.
Motion is for the adoption of Free Conference Committee Report 1. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, those in favor signify by voting aye. Those opposed, nay. Free Conference Committee Report 1 is adopted. Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I move final passage of House Bill 44 as amended by the Free Conference Committee Report number 1.
Question before the body is passage of House Bill 40, final passage of House Bill 44 as amended by Free Conference Committee Report 1. Is there any discussion? Chair recognizes the lady from Jefferson 35 for discussion of the matter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I've been looking forward to the final passage of House Bill 44 and to commending the gentleman from Johnson for his work on this bill. This was, from my perspective, the very best kind of legislation. It was bipartisan. It was urban-rural in its origins and also in the issues that it will address. And it came from students. So I want to give a shout out to Cameron Julian from DuPont Manual High School in Jefferson County, to Jonathan Cole Butcher from Johnson Central, and to Amira Bowman, a student at Marion County, who brought this legislation forward to address mental health concerns in their schools. These students have worked so hard on this legislation in building support at their individual schools, with school boards, and with legislators for this. So this is a big win for students. And what we're doing by passing this bill is we're amplifying student voice, which I hope we can do every chance we have the opportunity. And we're elevating conversations about mental health. All 3 of the students said that part of their goal was to reduce stigma so that every student felt free to talk about mental health with their teachers, with their school counselors, with their families, and that's what this bill does. I'm very excited that this bill is before us, and I hope we can pass it unanimously this time, just as we did the first time we heard this bill in this chamber. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Question before the body is final passage of House Bill 44 as amended by Free Conference Committee Report 1. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, clerk will sound the chimes. Those in favor vote aye. Those opposed, nay. Roll call is open for your vote. Chair recognizes the lady from Jefferson 44.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Pursuant to Rule 68A, the lady from Jefferson 38 would like to be recorded as a yes.
Thank you, lady from Jefferson 44. Clerk, please let the record reflect the lady from Jefferson 38 is casting a yes vote. Chair recognizes the lady from Warren 20 for explanation of vote not to exceed 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Briefly explain my yes vote.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm very excited to vote yes one more time for this much-needed bill on student mental health brought forward by students. It's great work. It's the kind of work we need to do more. I'm not as happy about voting for the piece of it that clearly has not addressed the problem that was pointed out by the head of the Pritchard Commission. And we need to be vigilant to make sure that we don't start targeting teachers because they fail to teach one of the 4 assigned Federalist papers. Or perhaps more concerning, that they stop teaching things because parents start turning them in. If you're going to have to teach these documents, then you have to teach these documents. I think there are some real problems that could get us into territory that we see in other states. We have the opportunity in the interim to watch this. We have the opportunity to talk with KDE and with people who actually teach social studies, like the teachers I've trained for 28 years. So, caution, and I hope we can fix this going forward. Thank you.
Chair recognizes the gentleman from Nelson for explanation of vote not to exceed 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm proud to vote yes for this, and I want to just clarify my yes vote is because we did fix the problem. 131 eyes have looked at this twice now, and the oversight had to do with a .990 penalty statute. We fixed that part. The rest of this is just hyperbole that's being used to stir things up, and we shouldn't let that stand in the way of a good bill.
All members voted. Clerk will take the roll. In 95 members voting aye, no members voting nay, House Bill 44 as amended by Free Conference Committee Report 1 is passed. Gentleman from McCracken.
Move the clincher.
Without objection, clincher is applied. Gentleman from McCracken.
Mr. Speaker, I move the House be in recess till the call of the chair.
Without objection, the House will stand in recess to call the chair.